respected leaders of the nation, Toastmasters and guests, a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning.
I, Air Chief Commander Anand, thank you for your valuable time, which I seek to put forth an idea, a proposal which, despite being a global phenomenon, has never been considered in the past of our esteemed nation. But before then, let me ask you a question. When, according to you, was the last time that India was completely united and was brimming with energy and patriotism? Now consider the sort of choices a survey poll may offer you. India winning the 1983 Cricket World Cup, Indian beauties winning global beauty pageants, President Barack Obama coming to India, and so on. But I am sure you ladies and gentlemen have your mind fixed at a more distant past, at a time when we defended our country against infiltrators, or more so at a time when we all rose as one to expunge the British colonists. Yes, it was then that every citizen of the country felt bound by duty and knew that every bit of his or her contribution mattered a lot. But it has been a long time since then, hasn't it? We have remained united, but the feeling of oneness has declined as indifference gnaws at the nation. And contribution is lacking from one of the most important quarters of our populations, the youth, of which we have an abundance. As leaders of the country, I am sure you realize that enthusiasm from this section is necessary for the country's unity and patriotism as well. With this in mind, let me bring forth the idea for which we have gathered today. I, on behalf of the Chief of Staffs, propose to introduce conscriptions for the youth in India. Under conscriptions, youth, after completing 18 years of the age or after completing the graduation, whichever is earlier, will be drafted into defense services for a span of 2 years. Under conscriptions, individuals can be drafted into the defense forces, for instance, the Air Force, the Army or the Navy, or into units such as the CRPF or the BSF, that is the Border Security Force. In the course of these 2 years, they can be trained in military understandings, tactical, physical and technical. They can be issued assignments from which they can get hands-on experience. And at the end of these 2 years, they can be formed into a reserve force which can be summoned at the times of emergencies, internal or external. The benefits of conscriptions are such that even a country as large as China and one as tiny as Singapore has extracted benefits out of it. From a nation's point of view, the benefits of conscriptions are as follows. Better idea about the defense services. Now we all know that people in our country respect the defenders, but very few really know the details. Conscriptions will guarantee that there is a better understanding, a sense of belongingness and even patriotism towards our defense services and our nation. Easier recruitment. The armed forces aren't really considered the first avenue for placements by many. Conscriptions will guarantee that a nation as vast as our country deserves its better enthusiasts and gets it as well. Create reserves. In the times of dire straits, our country has to depend on its youth, and the better trained they are, more effective is their contribution. While these are the benefits of a nation from recruitments or from conscriptions, the following are the benefits a youth or people of the nation that enjoy from conscriptions. Benefits to people. Better citizens. There is no greater feeling in heart than to serve one's nation, and to directly do so would exhilarate a person and bring the best out of him or her. Better health. The least defense services can guarantee is a fit individual, and in today's time I'm sure you realize that health is definitely equal to wealth. Better control and leadership. We talk of discipline, we talk of team spirit and crisis management. These are obvious pros to any soldier in the defense services, and these learnings can be easily extracted and used into one's social life as well. How does all this sound to you? Quite exciting, is it not? But let me tell you, before we really think of mandating a draft, we need to consider a few more factors. The factors are arrangements and logistics. Considering the vastness of our country, this is a very crucial factor. However, if possible and necessary, we can involve private organizations to take care of the physical needs of the exercise. And the current UID project will ensure better identification and easier drafting as well. Finance. One may feel that the whole exercise is very expensive. But let me tell you, this is not an expense, this is an investment. This is an investment for the present and the future. And I'm sure the exchequer of the country is strong enough to bear it as well. Lastly, public sentiment. Now, this could be the trickiest part to manage. There might be some opposition, but I must tell you it will only be from certain pockets. Political opposition may not be much because the idea is quite noble and patriotic in itself. And the idea is, once the initial traction is overcome, this idea or the conscriptions would be a runaway success. Now, despite all this, there might be certain concerns in our minds. For instance, the scale could be too large to manage, in which case we can easily identify a pilot state or a pilot district from where we can draft in the conscriptions. People might feel very difficult it is to have conscriptions mandatory for girls, in which case we can make it optional for them as well. Fortunately, so many countries have adopted conscriptions that we can easily devise the best plan for us. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, conscription is one such plan which can work. It has benefits for the nation as such, for its citizens, and even you as a political entity as well. Let us give this idea a chance and see where we can take it. What I, on behalf of the Chief of Staff, need from you today is your approval and support so that we can try to at least experiment on these lines and try to make it a reality. Do I have your approval, leaders of the nation?
Yes. मैं अपना पार्टी से यस बोलता हूँ, हमारे पार्टी को रिटायरमेंट होने के बाद आप आइए, हम हमारे बेटे को अभी ही पार्टी में लाए हैं, यूथ को लेना है।
I'm quite sold out on the idea of conscription, but I have some reservations in that.
Okay, thank you very much for your responses. I'm glad that you have a certain idea towards it. We will definitely discuss forward on this. We will soon be sending a detailed draft to you. But for now, be rest assured, if this works out, this will be to everyone's benefits. Jai Hind.